Hello, good morning, my dear student. This is Surya, chemistry teacher. Welcome in my channel, Chemistry Wala Anand sir. So, my dear student, let us understand the chapter number two. So, we are going to start the chapter number two. Is matter around us pure? So, is matter around us pure? Is behalf of the chapter number one, matter in our surrounding. The next topic of that matter in our surrounding, in behalf of the matter around us pure, is the second topic or the second chapter that is correlated with the matter in our surrounding. So my dear student, let us understand the is matter around us pure. So what do you mean by the is matter around us pure? Let us understand the first meaning of the chapter. The meaning of the chapter is the matter around us pure, that which type of matter in our surrounding or in our environment or in our daily life that are in the pure form. That's the pure. Pure means by the single element, made by the single element, made by the same atom, made by the same composition. So these are the things we have to be understand. So we in this chapter we are going to read elements, compound, mixture, heterogeneous mixture, homogeneous mixture, solutions, solvent, sol, and lots of things we can learn in this chapter. So be attentive to the class and don't skip the video, go throughout the whole video and try to understand the topic. If you are not going to understand any topic, then please comment on the YouTube channel. So my dear students, let us start the chapter number 2, matter around us pure. This is the first video of, I have given the shorts today also and before that day also, before Makar Sankranti. But let us understand the chapter in a brief way, in a explanatory way. So classification, first topic is the classification based on chemical constitution. So what do you mean by the classification? The classification means, so my dear students, so let us understand the topic in the simple way, that classification based on the chemical constitution. So what is matter? We all know the matter, anything here, pi, space and mass and volume, that is called the matter. Second thing is the matter is divided into two groups. The first is the pure substance and second is the impure substance. Impure substance is mixture. And the pure substance is divided into two categories, elements and compounds. Elements means hydrogen, oxygen, chlorine, copper, etc. are the elements. Compounds, water, sand, cane sugar, etc. are the compound. Impure substance mixture, homogeneous mixture, air, salt in water, etc. Heterogeneous mixture are the fog, paper, etc. So we are going to read the chapter by serially wise, by the topic wise. So elements according to the NCERT. So we discuss the classification based on the chemical constitution. These are the classification based on the chemical constitution. Now we are going to discuss the elements. An element is a pure substance. An element is a pure substance which cannot be split into two or more simpler substance by any physical or chemical means. Means by any physical or chemical means it is not going to be divided. So it is the simplest form of matter. It is the very simple form of matter. Copper, iron, gold, hydrogen, chlorine, etc. are example of element. At present 118 elements are well known. In this 118 elements, 98 are natural and 20 are artificial. It means lab prepared. Lab prepared. Or natural means it is the found on the earth crust. Earth crust. So my dear students, these are the things. Second topic is the classification of elements. Elements can be classified into two, broadly divided into two categories. First is the matter and second is the non-matter. And there is also category of element that is called the metal. So my dear students, these are the things. So let us understand about the next topic, that is the metals and non-metals. So what is metals and what is non-metals? We are going to today read and metal wise. So try to understand the metals, non-metals and metal wise. So let us understand the metals, non-metals and metal wise. My dear friend, you all know there is a different types of properties of metals. You everybody know what are the properties of metal. You can just recall in your mind, and I am going to give the definitions also in a simple way as according to the class 9th student. I am giving you the definition of metal not according to the class 8. Metal is a property which is a good conductor of heat and electricity. Metal is a property which is ductile. Metal is a property which is lustrous. Metal is a property which is shining. So these are the things. Metal is not going to leave you up to the class 10th. In class 10 there is also metal. So my dear student, metal is very important. So understand the matter in a simple way. Matter have, I am going to discuss all the properties in a simple way. Metals have luster or shine. Means any metal, they have the lustrous property and they have the shining property. So it is quite to be understand, the metal have the property to be lustrous and the shining property. So let us understand the metal. So it is quite clear that they are good conductor of heat and electricity. They are good conductor of heat and electricity. Heat and electricity means if they are going to be contact with the heat and the electricity, they are good conductor. They are malleable and ductile in the solid state. They are malleable and ductile in the solid state. It is quite clear. And after that, most metals are solid at room temperature. Most metals are solid at room temperature except mercury. Except mercury, that is the formula Hg. So it is going to be quite clear. After that, which is a liquid? Which is a, and the examples of metals are, what are the examples of metal? We are going to understand the example of metals also. Such sodium, zinc, copper, sodium, zinc, copper, aluminium, gold, iron, silver, platinum, etc. etc. Next topic is the non-metal. What do you mean by the non-metal? The same thing. According to the properties of metal, we know about the non-metal. So non-metal have lustrous. Non-metal usually lack luster. Non-metal usually lack luster. The meaning of lack is not in percent. Lack luster. And are bad conductor of heat and electricity. And are bad conductor of heat and electricity. Bad conductor of heat and electricity. They are generally gases and they are generally gases. They are generally gases, and those that are solid and those that are solid are soft and brittle. Solid are soft and brittle. So it is going to be clear. So bromine is the only example of a liquid metal. Bromine is a only example of a liquid non-metal. And if we are going to take the example of non-metal, so there are the few non-metals I am going to write here. That is the oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur and phosphorus. Oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur and phosphorus. So my dear student, the last topic of today, that is the metal wise. What do you mean by the metal wise? The substance which have both the properties of metal and non-metal are called the metal wise. Metal wise properties of intermediate. Metal wise properties of intermediate between those of metal and non-metal. Okay, between those of metal and non-metal. So like that, metals and non-metals, metals and non-metals. Like that, silicon, boron, arsenic, silicon, boron, arsenic, antimony, bismuth, germanium. These are the metal whites. Germanium, etc. are metal whites. Etc. are metal whites. So my dear student, it is quite big clear. So my dear student, is matter around us pure? The last three topic, the metal. Metals have luster property, the shining property or shining property. They are good conductor of heat and electricity. So my dear student, they are malleable and ductile. In the solid state, most metals are liquid at room temperature, except mercury, which is a liquid. Sorry, most metals are solid at room temperature except mercury, which is in liquid form. Example of metal are platinum, silver, iron, gold, aluminum, copper, zinc, sodium. Non-metal usually lack luster, absence of luster, and are bad conductor of heat and electricity. They are generally gases, and those that are solid at room temperature and brittle also, solid and soft. Bromine is an example of a liquid non-metal, exception of non-metal. Example: oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and carbon. Metal whites are the same, have the properties of metal and non-metal in the one substance. Metal white properties intermediate between those of metals and non-metals like silicon, boron, arsenic, antimony, bismuth, germanium, etc. are metal whites. So these are the today class. Thank you for watching my video. This is Suraj Anand, chemistry teacher. Welcome in my channel, Chemistry Wala Anand sir. Give more views, like and share, and subscribe my channel. Moreover, thank you all of you.